tia oya wonya bia asie betime atu adiama sanso ana bema wa emre wompam mepacho onya bia beboa ye papa apa ama bibia nso atima fine ojo nso a woti ya e bema no mu a wonya bia ebetima boa ye pa no eye odin heba bitesa ye kamfo adiama obia na de tia anso no sa o phrase 249 761508 0550 191514 0257 472506 ofra ne adjust na bibia ay kama pa ediamount shano sesa uduru akra ya wakasoa official town Kumasi nso no ya wo adoa to adumanu a enya asemkoto akra no ay se ne esitie na mame mfontu anim se Gengiment Dental Clinic ho ana ubomoden pa na wadi wani akire na achese bibia ya kama pa ediamount na Gengiment die eba ne se won zenzema wo mu na ahuradi nka akromo achese obi ajo matum e okroma wo mu ebu adwuma ye papa mepacho osia tuna pese ye replace mfama a ye ben ntempa so adema wa enya agrokra na enu achidi atene se obu ha ne se no opese bia oye ne se bia silver ana se gold ani na no ye ben kama pa adema mepacho wo se no pese we ne fita mepacho ni na no Gengiment Dental Clinic ho ana odu ani be che na wo se no ya ne fita pa enso adema wo mepacho o se no se bempredua sa o kasa aya na nka furu wonu mba na nye ni na no se obomoden pa na odu ani be che Gengiment Dental Clinic ho o mo makọ de obi edi adanse sampa chese opese wonu mu yehwam na o kasa anya afi na okọ kasa de egu obi asomdi a mepacho de se o ya ne se odu ani che Gengiment Dental Clinic ho no mo na beboa wo ama wo se no atima fita pa ama wo se no so kasa chese onkana efiri wonu mba na atima yehwam kama na wonu so atima banyam na bibia no atima so aye fine ediama Kumasi ye won Abrepo Junction ban Total Filling Station no Techima so magazine of Techima Road there's a market wa ana fe accounts yo nungwa Atomic Dam Koforia ya adjacent Central Police Station no ana fe Takraden so no pipe no of Tadisco Junction ye be Gian Bank ye pantimesira wo se won sensemi no obomoden na wo de akodan Gengiment Dental Clinic for number tim so aboa wo na bibia so atimi fine pa enso diamant yes o mu da tachira no pai ye gusu nti konwa so a ye den sam no eba 0559 139582 0559 139582 0549 906588 0549 906588 ofra no ma jusne bibia no etime so ai fine pa adama yes abranso ye kwam no ye the foreign news ebra ye tie for live on Sompa TV live on Sompa 93.1 FM on your radio and afi live on Sompa 93.1 FM on Facebook and pai ye gusu tinkona so a ye den sam no ba enya sam kotokra na mame mfantu wanim se be shan sam na se enso ngade free remedy team no san pai ana me be catch us opanya fanse Kylian Mbappe chase ukopia madeda wona se adesempo no madede bobokon sia kana omunya penalty a wona betim so ngabo penalty no ade madede bobokon anya grokwa na se weekend awon se madede game am trafie awon Santiago Bernabeu awon so ngatna ma Valencia ebe so makami no omutika ne ba kunu ina no awon se penalty by ama brante fanse Vinicius Junior enso ngakogina penalty na chi ama chase okobo penalty na ese no yese this opinion from the Carlo Ancelotti ono so na manager enso di marama di boboko no adesem odi atu players ni na no say efiti na ade kono penalty ba adesem brante from the Kylian Mbappe and betim so na ba sa penalty no enso na de mama di boboko na ana no pede sansem no enso na di mamo na mame fontu wonim say yese bi abrante a ye fansa Kylian Mbappe so no sam na bi ono so no penalty no sa okokobo na otimi so ngase na the next penalty taker Madrid boboko no enso na betima ya abrante a ye fansa sam empono ano so Jude Bellingham anano pai ye de sansam ngade mamo e wo dwumade so ani na no enso na de todua na no pai ye de sansam ade mamo enso na wo dwumade so anya grokra na mame fontu wonim sempo no awon sa nyankopon ya adomochina ya big game anu betima koso abuna ans na boboko no enso na ne Madrid ebo e wo UEFA Champions League nima anya game kutwa na sa game no mame for to this oko Vande baba sa o made for no omo so na training ground so ade atia enso na ne se opania ya fa Carlo Ancelotti yesen o ena dwesa abante fa David Alaba ano betim so na dina ball left football position according to trainer Madrid bobo kono so atiwa ya no hasan so na eko se bibia sesa David Alaba ene betim so na gina bonko fa so defense enso dem Madrid bobo kono na metusom Ogusua enso contemplate babia wode abranche fansa Federico Valverde ebeti so na janam sa opese oyusu bueno enso no ni mfafa so enso o defense wanu achi no opese abranche fansa Federico Valverde no wotim so oyusu bueno o mede o achase owura no contemplate babia obeti so na di abranche ya fansa Federico Valverde enso etim so na babura omone Arsenal boboko ne bwana no pai ya de wonsa manamum mame fontu wanim sa abrante fonta thibo kotoa wotim so na full training and so na de Madrid boboko na achirasa omu kema omu so na Arsenal abono abrante fonsa thibo kotoa ebetin so available and so de Madrid boboko no and so na latest etodua and pede sansam no and so na mamo na yeka no mame fontu de sa plaza omu so na outer omu so intimacy kai and so from Madrid boboko na bra almost some Arsenal ebo UEFA Champions League ni muni na no diatia enso anasa abante France Aurelien Chouamani enso ngai outer ono so ntia kai sanso ana Denis Ceballos enso ntia kai Felamente enso ntia available eno achi Dembele Tao Dani Cavaya ana frem Antelo ni omu ina no enso player almost nanya available enso from Madrid boboko na bra almost nanya Arsenal team no enso ngadi bwani ana no pai ya de sansam no enso ngadi mamo ewo dwumade so ani na no enso na dia eba na mami fontu desa away from Madrid no on say Fiorentina boboko no on a goalkeeper France David here on so ngasi akai edema Fiorentina boboko no pai ye nyan report say Fiorentina team no on so ngusua and David here edin commercial obetu so extend contract no on so ngadema Fiorentina boboko no o mo jide pansa o France David here ba no ne body bonatima so ani etem na fiti samre ekosi June 2026 no de meseka enso ne san contract no ebetim so na bana wie ya omo ye no se on betim so no asan contract no enso na dem David here no akoso asia kan enso de matim France Fiorentina ena no pede sansam no enso na di mamo awojima de so na no enso e dia banano ana Kevin De Bruyne osia kan edema Manchester City boboko no wode betu dasa season ko na wie ya wona Kevin De Bruyne entime so na asia kan from Manchester City boboko no bio anope nya report sa office ne ba na eba ama de memensa kakra ne sa office ne be enso na free Saudi Arabia enso na ba ana for Premier League no and La Liga ne tese Serie A ni na no abante for ne se Kevin De Bruyne enso na nya office de free anope reporter yen se ka enso ne se AC Milan team no o ma se o mu nya Kevin De Bruyne o mu peye panam sa o mu jide pansa sa Kevin De Bruyne enso na betime ebesia kan adama AC Milan boboko no awo AC Milan mefodwa o mo jide pansa no ma ebetuma koye enso na dama AC Milan boboko no ante Milan team no enso na goso se bia brantia ya fansa Kevin De Bruyne no o mo se betuma kano ama Kevin De Bruyne anso kwa kwasia kan enso na dama AC Milan boboko na ya de sansam no enso na di mamo awo jumade so ani na no enso na die to dia no pai ya de sansam emamo na Ramford ma team fansa Paris Saint-Germain Abraham obetim so no aje French Ligue no enso na di si omna so bra na o reference Louis Enrique ono so na manager adama Paris Saint-Germain wonen openye France no Luis Ocampos no enso na sporting director enso na adama Paris Saint-Germain team no omo so na tisia go pama so bra omo so Eche Andre ekaba komantimante no enso na French Ligue na confirm sa Paris Saint-Germain enso na timaje Ligue no ɛdeɛ sɛ ɔmo na so no ɛna ɛdeɛ sɛ ɔmo so jubilate ɛwɔ park de paza ɛnya sɛm kutu akura no ɛnso na ɛdeɛ tɔ dwante no ɛnso na wohwɛ live on Sompa TV live on Sompa 93.1 FM on Facebook ɛna ɔpɛ de sansam no ɛnso na mamo ɛwɔ dwumadie so ade na no ɛnso na ɛdeɛ tɔ dwa anti Paris Saint-Germain ɔmo so na tima de French Ligue no ɛnso na deɛ si ɔmo na so with 6 matches to go ɛna no ɔpɛ de sansam no ɛnso na mamo ɛwɔ dwumadie no so Romina Morim manager de Manchester na teboko no ɔwɔ na di nkɔbɔ pi no ɔde ato dwa sɛ deɛ ntia na ɔpanya fɔnsa Casemiro na ɔntimi hyia kae ɛnso na fɔ Manchester na teboko no ɔnsɛm January ɛne February na no na ayɛ din pa sɛ Casemiro ɛbɛtum so na hyia kae ɛnso deɛ matim fɔnsa Manchester na teboko no ɔwɔ no so na di nkyerɛmu de abasa wɔgyire pa sɛ na Casemiro na ne mmɔdenbɔ no na ɔfam ɛno nti na aberante fɔnsa Casemiro no na ɔntimi hyia kae ɛnso fɔ Manchester na teboko no na ɔsɛ ɛnɛ so ɔkɔpem so Manchester na teboko no ɔmo so na training grounds ɛno nso current no wɔsɛ Casemiro ɛnso na training yepa ɛna fɛ ne mmɔdenbɔ no ɛnso tima so ɛno kan bi ɛna Casemiro na nsɛn ɔno nso na hyia kae ɛde Manchester na teboko no ɛno na yɛnsɛ wɔ panyi a yɛfɛ sɛ Ruben Amorim ɔno so no manager de Manchester na teboko no ora ne so de akoto dwa ɛna no pɛde sansam no ɛnso na de mamo ɔn sɛ abeto dwa sɛ Alexander Isak ɔno nso na player adama Newcastle na teboko no sɛ Nyankopɔn ya doma sama transfer no ne bia ɔn sɛ team Saudi opina no ɛnso na pɛ no Arsenal Alexander Isak sanso na le team be ɛnso na de mantuno ɛnso team France Manchester na toromu ina no ɛnso na Alexander Isak sanso ana for Liverpool mina no enso na pebo no ana pe reporter yen saka enso ne sa team France Newcastle United omo enso na prepare life without a brantia your friends Alexander Isak anya groko no mo jide pansa Fiorentina striker na your friends Moiskin no sam omo nya boy na adesa summertime friend no so omo sanso team ka boy your friends Moiskin na omo so no jide pansa wo betim so equally good replacement and so Nadama Alexander Ishaka and also they told them Newcastle yes Newcastle United team no almost on the buyer you found some more skin no the representatives Edin Komo Amade Mimi second the representatives no kwano Nyankopon aya tuma better the baby no o metu so touch down our England ho na so munya touch down England no akomode no betima koso Fabrante France more skin na be ya Nyankopon ya tuma sama transfer na ne bia obetum so ngada ne nempo no wobesia kan enso dia Newcastle na teboko no anu so latest aba ana no pede sansa no enso ngama mo na Real Madrid boboko na no pay report ayen sa kana sa Rafael Leao wosia kan enso ngada ma AC Milan boboko no sa Nyankopon ya dom na sa ebie betodo sa Abrante France Vinicius Junior no ebetum so ngada ne ache Saudi Arabia mete sa ne replacement no ebetum so ngaya Rafael Leao womo jide pansa Rafael Leao no when the quality sekutana ono betum so nga replace Abrante ya fansa Vinicius Junior ati Nyankopon ya dom na sa na bia Vini eka se ontimi ntoa so ensia kan fama de boboko ne mpono obetum so nga kwade a womo jide pansa akodana ya fansa Rafael Leao ebetum so nga replace Abrante fansa Vinicius Junior no so besia kan enso nga de mama de boboko ni na no enso latest eba na ebana chi eze enso na epon ya wosia kan edema Crystal Palace boboko no anope Arsenal enso na ne Liverpool team no omo ina no na ni misa Crystal Palace player ye fansa ebana chi eze enso mo setimi kabo no ama boy ne besia kan enso na de masa two teams no emu ba ko te wan ana Nyankopon ya duma sama transfer no ni bia ama adesa nensa ebetima ka ebana chi eze no so besia kan enso na de masa team no aya Arsenal ana fe Liverpool team no ana menuka se omayi omanim se kwambia so sama transfer no ni bia ebana chi eze no enso mo nsa so ngati be kana ana no pedi sansam no enso ngade mamum na wo dwumadie so a ni na no aso ye die to da eno no pede sansam no enso na mamo na menya report sa awusam besina Luka Modric detia eno se Nyankopon ya doma na sama transfer no na bia awusam Modric team no enso na pesa o mo man new dinner yese besina anya de sa Madrid offer o so na de koma Luka Modric na enso entimin koye na de meme sa kana sa ABS se na beko na sa season end na Luka Modric antri amete se ngade se offer bi enso na frikata eba asa kata offer eba no ebe dinye pasa Luka Modric ebetima se no to sa offer no so na frikata eba ati de meme sa kana sa ebia omo so na ntime so no amfa new deal enso amfa ma ekwambia so no Nyankopon ya duma sa sama transfer ne bia ekwambia so abrantia ye fanse Luka Modric no ebetim so na de ne enso akira kata na wakwakoto no bo no so a eno so ye to da eno pedi sansam no enso na de mamo ewo dwumade so ani na no enso na de aba na opanya fanse Carlo Ancelotti onsem no manager enso adema Real Madrid boboko no na onse go so abasa adesa Brazil national team no ora na be kwa fona mpo no wakwa bodjuma enso adema Brazil national team no acha sanya sam kutokra na mame fontu da say yesi ora no enso aguso twansa Madrid team no ebetim so ngade offer diaba na so na say bi offer no enso ngabecha dia ekwambia so no enso reference mpo no ai Carlo Ancelotti no ekwa adwuma enso adema Brazil national team namsa ora no wagide pass o Brazil national team na place ekuta no ojire pass okwa obetim so ngade Brazil national team no enso etima e bibinti metisa opanya fanse Carlo Ancelotti no enso no interest ye pass obekwa adwuma enso adema Brazil national team no eno so edie to da eno no pedi sansam no enso mamo onse opanya ye fanse Eric Tanago no enso ye former manager enso adema Manchester United boboko no adesa weekend game eno so to da bra Juve enso ani AS Roma enso ngade buane no onse Eric Tanago ebomode akohebo ni be metisa two teams no obia pe Eric Tanaga enya agrokra adesa Juve team no enso pe Eric Tanaga sanso ana adesa Roma boboko no enso pe Eric Tanaga adesa ansam no enso ngade mamo ewo dwumade so anya sam kuto kwa ni na no enso ngade eba na mame fontu wanem sa Michael Richards a former player enso ngade Manchester City boboko no ora na di nkobo pe Ransford minim sam ngaya radia Michael Richards yam fontu da sa akua City boboko no omo so na faso si o maka no anse emode bono ba na eba form ana fe akamia sa City boys no adesa wo mentality no omo so na tima Lucy ana se City boboko no anse players no oma brebre yenti ansema former Manchester United adesa Manchester City right back ye fansa Michael Richards enso na de to after sa Manchester derby ni course a obia anti-man for ball Anthony Ankotem yenti ansema Michael Richards attitude.
I mentioned before about the watching Man City has been a little bit disappointing this season. I think I mentioned before about how incredibly well they've done over the past 4 seasons, winning the league, but there's been a massive drop-off. Also in midfield, I think the team looks a lot older now.
Was today really a stark reminder of that?
It was, because when Man City were pressing, normally they do it with intent, urgency. Now everything's a little bit too easy, and if you beat the first line of press, normally have the defenders or midfielders backing you up. Fernandes was just getting the ball in the middle of midfield, playing, doing exactly what he needed to do. I think they've just lost their intensity. That's what I think it is. I think that they're tired. It's so hard seeing him like this after being so good for so many years. But he knows, Pep Guardiola, there. You could see in his interview there, coming to Old Trafford in a derby, they're normally better than that. And today it was just flat. We can't make excuses. The game was dull, and we expect more. Watching Man City has been a little bit disappointing this season. I think I mentioned before about how
Yes, and one some former Manchester City right back. Your friend is Michael Richards had to be an honor pay. You don't want some Mamma so anya grokra. Now, Mamma phone too, what is open year. Your friend is an slot to a manager. And so the man live put him down the week at the Homo Copiamo craving cottage one quay. I'm a Fulham Timon Ashamu 3-2. Now, I don't know, Casa has a liver put him no Homo I complacent, Homo Jide pass as a Premier League, Homo some Nigerian is a no. Ana manager fence ana slot dia to just enya no credit say Liverpool team no I complacent yentie manager fence ana slot.
But the errors we made, I think, is something we're not used to, and that's something different than playing poorly. There's no reason for us to be complacent, because we're not number one at the moment, because we win every game. We're a margin of 3 or 4 goals. I think everyone that has seen our games, it takes us so much effort, so much hard work to win games of football. It wasn't 45 minutes of disaster, but
yes, I don't know about Liverpool manager fans and a slot attitude after the game and on a pair doing some mamo. Now, opinion fans Marco Silva on the team ya Jumani Nadema Fulham team no almost Liverpool 3-2. Now Fulham manager na your fans Marco Silva say oh Nani Aje Nembrantian Modern Bopa Yentia.
The mindset of this club in all these games, that is clear for me. If you go back the last 15-20 years, how they were really tough, is something that I want to see in the football club, and when the players they are able to respond in the way they did it, of course I'm really proud of them. We have been changing completely
Fulham manager na friend say Marco Silva dey two and man on pay doing some eba na mama fan two just say ura friend say Enzo Maresca ono manager the chance wo boko no na ura ne church dem dia game ati say na chase team friend say Chelsea almost no here points na Burnley na one started Abraham friend say Cole Palmer awo sa game ne yentie nchiremu a Chelsea manager friend say Enzo Maresca ademai.
You know, trickiest. We play Thursday night, demanding game, 24 hours less than them. You know, tricky stadium, tricky game, sunny day. The pitch was dry. They tried to kill the tempo of the game. So for me, it was a complete game. But overall, as I said, I think we did enough to win the game.
Yes, I know Sama. There's a friend say Enzo Maresca, no manager. My team friend say Charles or two do another pay. You don't want some Namana Pep Guardiola after Manchester derby no, and Yebusan's open is say top 4 no. As a much chances of qualifying for the top 4 no. I am limited Kakana. Yen say Nyankopon Ayaduma. Next season no. Mubet so Asiakai. UEFA Champions League no mana. Yenti Sama. Team friend say Manchester City, our manager friend say Pep Guardiola. Added to any.
I prefer to have 10 more points or 12 more points. You know, in the previous season there were 5, 6 or 7 games left. We were already qualified, but it's what it is. So it's Old Trafford. Always it's difficult for the derby. So we fought and we were there, and the players gave everything.
UEFA Champions League man win seminar no ya de eno so ema ya tiefo na no pai enso no dwumade so anya grokra na 21st clinic ona obomode pa na wodu ani a chene bibia no enso ngatima find dia ma sciatica no omu ana chese omu aye expert wompa sciatica no aye pains a wote free wo sisi efa wo to ase kosi onan ase wona ho ana saya no ote na expert omu a o ya de se no we piem wo Ghana Africa and just a real chef for nine or my job matumno and some 21st clinic. I just all the coyano now omu to Asian temper so the Amaya Dominano almost to Asia the Nemum, the Omoya Espetuum Asiatica and Yagrocram Fidia Guantuqua, just some Lomu de Bafam Fidium to Yadiana Sekama and some Nademaya Grocra, Omo more than 15 branches our Ghana. I just some Lomu Bat Mayepa Kumase, Yawan overseas Johnson, Yaben Alpha Radio ye po bo ase they say o cancer quarters ye ben call junction o Accra ye o Dome market o sunya ne nkransa ana fe techima ina ne ho oba frɛ 0249 311 311 0249 311 311 0540 311 311 21st clinic on we expert in sciatica mamin fon to anim say nsuo ba kopa na ye kan fo dia ma wonya binum a ebeboa ye pa huru ni paduanum ayi yarodom a chese ni duase ni na no na atim so na tuase kama pa dia ma na sa nsuo ye kan fo dia ma no eye kangen magic drinking water ye kan fo na dia ma obia owura mo afiafia manwuma ene hospitals awdo mo ina no enso na yesu bia nya grokra minerals be se calcium magnesium potassium ene ayoni ina no etim so na hyemu ma wonya binum ebeboa ama chese bibia no etim so na kama ye pa dia ma enkwada etim nom adantamfo ne mpayifo ni ina no enso na etim nom wonya binum a ebeboa ye pa wonya kanje ni binum a okala etim ye fa utimi kura ntimi mfu a etim sufu kama ye pa ama bibia so na etim ye fan ademawa anya asamkotura kura na ye tinisem kumasi ade ye Brahma UGC tafu ni road on your Abawa road junction on abehu ya chiri kwan 0241 449191 0507 379474 fra ne ajus na bibiano etimeso na kama pa ediamao nondu aba pa osema edunu pepepe yes Prince Atenase Philip Kwabena Nkums Atenase and the apostle enzo Atenase Prince Akwaba
single major
Obani Bokodi
Chedam Ponyankopa da
na weekend nso go say
weekend no na yeah bet eni ema bi na ha adwen kakra be se wa wani tia
no ma beza
nkwa na wade say enye omuni ema ni ema ya who support the team be single
me Man City
okay say momo de na normal money Manchester United board normal bet Madrid money Barca money Liverpool
I don't know normal say City United board
this particular season two teams na share down koye nti ombo normal and share nye that disappointing but o he Madrid ko bo Valencia no lose Betis ne Barca Liverpool money big teams now mo disappointing no ha adwen we be ne dey
okay yentio in 12 minutes
so na adwuma na tie yes me akasa me bra panyi wa back your friend Nana Kojo Boateng adope one ne wife Alice omuti adwuma de nti Nana Kojo mencha on Alice kwanso nkosokora opanyi said dem kai no you see this particular apostle Seremio
apostle
no who's apostle Seremio so the weekend we near my echinchim mensa
o weekend they want to use sanity
ankoyi everyone must sanity e beba sanity now Real Madrid etnefie at the Santiago Bernabeu and Valencia bobuku ne boy Saturday no I was so very much confident in two-tier analysis I was so confident in Madrid to the extent I felt there is not going to be any way Madrid ever draw that game. And even I went on to say, if some man Bovini Mokrane Mbappe Mona, the likes of Adel Goulet, the likes of Brahim Diaz, those kind of players who could be able to stand in and perform well for Madrid to grind the results for them. And there were particular reasons in Tiana Mekasa. I highlighted the fact that Valencia this particular season, Ope teams are in the La Liga, Omuntimi Nkwawe, Enkunya good results, and Enkunya winner. They were the number one. No moon winning a single game away in the La Liga this particular season. Oh, they are not one man. It's been years and no more call Santiago Bernabeu Ecofa a win. Over the years, no, anytime beyond Santiago Bernabeu, they come back home with a lose. And even going into that game, we also say there were some key players in the team and no me missed out. And also they are no crowd one man. Yemusen said the first 11er Valencia for the shots, you know. How many goals Krana this particular season no match? Umar Sadiq, their main number 9, and I said they are leading attacker. Watch just 4 goals this particular season. Abranti friend Diego Lopez, one actually most goals in the team. Watch 7. Listen to this, Ubenya Guerra, watch 1, Berenechia, watch 1. Even Abranti friend Almeida, in the end, no front 5 players, no more the ball Madrid, no goals are no winning, no cabo man 12 goals. Listen to this, This is a team on Madrid, a team that knows that La Liga is at stake, a team that is contending for a treble this particular season. The Champions League, the Copa del Rey. You already know, say Madrid, Eddie can't just some trophies. The Intercontinental Cup and the Super Cup, UEFA Super Cup, and Madrid are in contention for a treble this particular season. And to going into the game against Valencia, everyone was thinking, say Madrid will want to keep the tabs on Bobokwa, from Barcelona. And there's no way they were going to lose. Now read the starting lineup. Nekrana said the maker said the 5 attackers. Once I made for midfield 4, and Umar Sadiq in Kwade anymore. Into that 5 midfield, 4 midfielders, no 1 attacker. No, who come now goes boom and 12, and the entire team Enra or Mode Chassis and more entire goals 17. You must say even this particular season, Vinicius Junior and Kwasha how many goals? 19 goals. Kylian Mbappe was 33 goals. You talk of Rodrigo 14 and then Jude Bellingham 13. And you have Madrid attackers now. Omu goals no was so bebre. And even going into that game, Valencia is the 3rd most conceded teams this particular La Liga season. And to Omu Munche goals. Omu so at the BIA show. And there was no way that I thought Valencia could come up to Madrid and give them that kind of match. Omu de Madrid. Not even a draw. Not even a draw. Because I was so specific and I was so confident in Madrid team. They say, win. But these are things that normally happens. And if it happens, it becomes a surprise. But if you understand the game of football, you know say, one of the normal things that happens in the game of football. Things that you don't expect at some particular point in time. It will happen and only a proper football fanatic. And then let's be realistic. Investors Tibo Mupa and that's what
oh yeah.
You see how it is. And I never acquire person and San Franca Huni. You see, Madrid this particular season, just like an American money Valencia game. No? So we're almost starting lineup. There isn't anything bad about this starting lineup. Because you almost share the Champions League game ever against Arsenal. And Ibrahim Diaz bebo ebi a drop Raul Asensio no abo Chouameni mo some players bi and kebi a obe hese bi on bebo no even enokwa how many of them out Courtois and Andrew Lunin who say Courtois do injured and I think say in the Arsenal game of back but Andrew Lunin and anke betimi them and Omar Fran Gonzalez ebedai it's the only thing and now betimi aka say deficiency in the Madrid setup no because for Vasquez Chouameni Rudiger Garcia were we've seen them this season in so many games in the midfield Madrid Valverde we've seen them Brahim Diaz we've seen the kind of performance of revenge baby or they become Madrid team no and who Jude Bellingham Vini and then Mbappe against Valencia side or Munya there you don't expect this kind of performance but I never consider making it you see Madrid this particular season almost surprising me kakra consistently my team almost shocking amount for almost make I say the kind of hopes that people were having in them prior to the season still now more dampen but one in terms of and I say the fact that Omaya inconsistent this particular season in still now they are in contention for a treble they are in contention for so many air trophies and is that not surprising to you Madrid in the La Liga this particular season what's Barcelona now here Madrid and can you consider point gap near them because we've all been saying say Barcelona have been performing extraordinarily well in the La Liga. But yesterday now look at the points on Madrid Montem just for us at now. Madrid in the Champions League, look at the way almost started here. People were even thinking that Madrid ain't team qualify in this new phase of the Champions League. But right now, stage be no move, and even people see them say they will go past Arsenal because Arsenal do not have that character. The Copa del Rey against all us, they're in the final. And Madrid Niema Nkuyi, but this is the character that big teams do baby omusho. Frankly speaking, the egos of Madrid, and I said the egoistic nature of Madrid players be one. Frankly speaking, and how this is can you say omo mutimi performing. But yet, Madrid is Madrid. And they are in contention for so many trophies. And I think say, and on the Emma de Bia Mecano. Why the coach for Madrid? Carlo Ancelotti, one of the best managers football has ever seen. And on the Madrid coach, he has seen players that far outweighs Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius, Rodrigo, Jude Bellingham, but yet he's still struggling with this Madrid team. Only said this Madrid team still now no on who the proper and I say the perfect center back pairing. And I said the perfect defensive pairing. In the midfield, with players are women are made or mobile meaning so okay on any day. These are my proper midfielders. Every game I made or mukojinem. Any more on Abeka say it is difficult to bench Vini, Imape, Jubelham, Rodrigo into a mona there be or mobile. But Madrid is still struggling with the lineup. But yet they are doing something, and it is Carlo Ancelotti and a coaching team no. And if a coach in the shape of Carlo Ancelotti still now struggle with this Madrid team, look beyond Carlo Ancelotti now. Next season, if Ancelotti is going to leave Madrid, who do you think say in the system right now, in the footballing system, in terms of coaches, find a bit Miaba Madrid right now? Egos of these players with how things are not working well for them. Why the bit me about bit Cuba? No, take that mantle. That is what I always worry about. What did they mention? I say that is my biggest problem. I feel some Madrid really needs to, start doing something as early as possible. And yes, at this man, if he leaves, I'm on for baby bonnet, but proper man manager. You know, and you know at this time. I don't think Madrid performance they beat me up for this way. He's doing extremely well behind the scenes. You don't know the kind of egos or dealing with Madrid team names here. And I feel very, very bad looking at the future for Madrid. No, when the coach obey me, take it into and as obey me, step into the steps. Papa, a friend Carlo Ancelotti beja on them. So this is a very big worry. Barcelona is also yet again. We all thinking almost on Betis game on bet me winning because even going into that game, on Senna Betis, Ebelusu, Francesco Alarcon Isco. Most creative player and Mark Roca on the influence one or both the defensive role ni the more and then Ezazuli Abdi who's a Barcelona full player on so one of the most flamboyant attackers no me and saying I missed out into people were thinking say Barcelona knowing perfectly well say as me BB because the La Liga is also at stake they couldn't do it but then shadanya worry mommy because this Betis side they are performing really well. And I papa friend Pellegrini and looking at the team, no so any top 4 difference. No, I think say 6 points per. And I don't want top 4, so they know very well. So meet me right top 4 him. Into a match no them Barcelona. Though I was disappointed in Barcelona team, but then said I am surprising because Betis and they are performing very well this particular season. Now my main for air story na main friend my. Oko Premier League ni ma this weekend. You have some games via Odrin Juana Wontiase. The Manchester Derby, Ebaso, Mimremu, and on the medium say they are Philip Birem. But looking at some things that transformed in the Manchester Derby, frankly speaking, a Niamako form. Misha game now, I was feeling like Manchester City, Manchester United need City abo game. One of the worst derbies in recent times. You say players and coaches, they were talking as if and they were, hugging each other, who didn't come out and said they should impose here. But you cast your minds back. No one can tell me say, "Any time ana Roy Keane mo honum." Ni manja vedet mo fed na more time no. We run more time na sa name we ube hu ana. Madrid about search and even Manchester United this particular season never ko ye ma omo crowd. No ma ko a big game and which is a derby also. No meant me a proper resource. Yeah, we game no many resere. I was looking at one video. Patrick Vieira and Roy Keane. I think that was the Obeka Ika Sanse me be brave. Omo watana ni mo betiasi park na so no ba ball ni nyansha ase. Omo watana ni mo betiasi park na so no. Me na me Patrick Vieira na Philip Roy Keane. Eni kwan se mani hwe wani mumpo. When many kosia say kwa me fan show any because ye say ya atamfo ye kogina park na so o menyawa me bu nem mi bekun. I need to do everything possible say me di benya a win. Enti some mentality na no mo di ball games but ni nyina ayira. Omo wie game no many adjust rest and I was like seriously. Looking at Chelsea ball game we are against Brentford. Look at the kind of interview Papa Fernando Maresca here. And I was like this man does he know the kind of team or coach? You draw against Brentford. You know the top 4 is at stake. You need to qualify for the Champions League. Now they make a press conference. I will say, oh, a man for who is a Nema Sassan, and Nema Bianca Dance Society, the eternity because almost share league. And I said, no more winning more away games, no more struggle with you. But this time on the assassin, I say, it's all winning with you and I'm to me winning away because they've gone to 8 away games without a win. Look at this. This is a manager coaching Chelsea. Also share league na se no na omo win match games e wa away na omo ntimi win wo fie be say ne dey sesa na asesa keke and omo win wo fie na omo lose away. This is the mentality that you have as a coach for Chelsea. Come on, very very bad, very very bad. Okay. Now Salah there no it's very sad. Mame Salah picture you see I am many Philip ye din komo bebre and boss cried the house mame ha me ho. There's one particular thing I felt said this year should have been the year for Mohamed Salah. And with how an Messi he could have indeed become the Ballon d'Or. So here Mohamed Salah, the numbers for Liverpool. One says Salah was struggling kakra. O be be okwa ne nam yansa na obi pie Chelsea. The first club or boy Al Mokwaloun, Al Arab. Oh, and oba FC Basel. And a Chelsea for Kofan wa bra no edi 2 years for Basel. Obedi 2 years for Chelsea ankoyi. Fiorentina for be fa no. The first season yes, Roma for who said there's something in Mohamed Salah. And Roma for be fan no could 2 seasons or in the last season with Roma, or 19 goals. Liverpool felt that belief in him. Liverpool didn't buy. And the first season at Liverpool, or 44 goals. Since then, on looking back, but maybe problem in here. This season, no be any so bet me at the Champions League, at me at the FA Cup, PFL Cup, asa to aso akọ the Premier League, no. And think what me as animal we are. And the number of goals I know watch no be any senko bet me at aso at the Ballon d'Or. Salah was 33 years. And with this performance, need the way the Messi can own to me. And to read Adia Mamia Dia to see ya. Time will be Liverpool, no. And as I was sure in the last year, what? Roma, no. And the Atos, no. Ballon d'Or rankings, no. Or maybe 5th, no, about 6th, no, about 7th, 5th, 11th. But this particular season, Obia Philly say, with the way I was see goes, the titles are not Liverpool contending for, no. And especially, Vinny, this particular season, and share down Koye, and Rafinha and Lamia, Mamuni, Mapemua, and Shadan Koye, na, or Mateki the lead in the Ballon d'Or. It is a Mohamed Salah baby son kwan ko betimi age. But ni nyina ahwere no. And the last thing is he even going to be mentioned so offer the English Premier League best players of all time? Obebo players be to say be win Rooney CR7, Thierry Henry Mudino. Is he even going to get that chance? Okay. Set people a man for Bebo indeed their shemana and he's an African. Because he couldn't win the Ballon d'Or. I see say Salah free Liverpool e be den kakra. So mbe boni dey afra these top legends no, and I feel very bad for Abranti a friend Mohamed Salah.
Okay, Prince me dase pa. Philip Akwaba na we dey.
Bibi aboko.
Bibi fine.
But me for Salah bite in a kakra. You see, whether we like it or yes, Salah will still remain in the top 5 of all time in the Premier League. The numbers ni a factor. Apart from the numbers na a factor no. A bra wa boy in the Premier League. One of the best imports of the Premier League. Premier League in what kind importer or my Premier League no more. Or Bob Brachem plays be in the Premier League. And the good news for him is that Obe extended the contract in 2 years for Liverpool. Wow. And extended 2 years now. He's aiming at records. And aiming at records. Because they say the Opebiano, Liverpool winners now ready somebody by mano. And on what day, Samuel Mani in Amanoa. Say in the Liverpool all-time top scoring charts, you know, Mohamed Salah is in the top 5 all time. He's in the NMK say he's in the top 5 in the all time, and they say on the 3rd at Liverpool. He's number 3 at Liverpool now. Now and in the Premier League itself, say Oba set standard be he is the best winger Premier League in him. Yaka wingers come forwards now. He is the best at you because before Mohamed Salah, not in a single season, we are players and our numbers are very good. Alan Shearer and the Como were there. But then Mohamed Salah ever catapulted the records in the Premier League. We back that season in 2018. Osha 32 goals as a winger. Winger come forward. He scored 32 goals for Liverpool. And of a set standard. And it was Erling Braut Haaland. No be breaking that standards, you know. A setting new record to 35. But 35 no crown. You better pardon Salah because Erling Braut Haaland is a target man. Ono ya number 9. Mohamed Salah isn't a number 9. That is the argument now. But in you know, what all time Premier League best now. there is no way I will back top 5. Wumbo Mohamed Saladin or Bobra. And say no, there are a lot of things that cause with Liverpool. Liverpool Football Club is low on battery. We call a phone shop, got phone. Now the Befiani near casa charging 100, money 100% as a way you sue. What charge you phone they do 50% or whole pro. No way you phone you use so where are they ABC? So phone a woman battery best say. And now to Liverpool. Liverpool started too early. And at a point they got hangover. Said team near too good. When they met their meter in the Champions League in Paris Saint-Germain, Obeka Metsna Fia Kai and Mekabitra me boss apostles say this a game of me Liverpool by Misro said Paris Saint-Germain bet me you with you. And return leg were Anfield. Training go so mudibeguye. Almost a Liverpool on penalties. They got the equalizer through Usman Dembele and won over Liverpool on penalties. No mu Liverpool free mu. Into no Champions League hangover no. And actually Liverpool say. Obo against Fulham. Olusi 3-2 ma Fulham at that is the Craven Cottage. Me na nyame news at all. Obia o follow me bia no ehun say even that game na me miss Roma Liverpool so, to the extent that me Fulham are the away team the home team 3 goals. And Liverpool couldn't even they got the first goal right but came on that form by 3-1 and San Luis Diaz Ebema Liverpool a face by getting 3-2. They were even lucky to have lost the game to Fulham. Liverpool currently is in shambles. The players are low on battery. That is what we should understand. But the problem is that sometimes in this life, you know, so what the car nam chrome, that's our back tie ni tree. Chair front tie, you know. So back tie no do which in the back tie na papa. Liverpool doesn't fear because when himself Arsenal they didn't. A fact. We shouldn't shy away from it. Team no the Liverpool you know. Team no can never overtake Liverpool. And that is Arsenal. Liverpool nimpa say team no the no can never overtake them. Whether we like it or yes, they are winning, they are champions elect. They are winning the Premier League. But more expectations were not met because they were looking at the Champions League, the Carling Cup or the Carabao and the FA Cup to some extent. The wider picture, the Super Cup and the Club World Cup. But I'm banasa. And now I'm limited Mohamed Salah near expectations for the season. In the way Mohamed Salah after so Lucy Champions League, you know, corner circle Mohamed Salah in the Carabao Cup final against Newcastle. And from there on, Salah and Shadanya Papa Biasa. That is just amount for fees and or yes Salah. That moment now or yeah fasting and there are lots of issues. No, it is never the case. Mohamed Salah, are they not affecting mentally? Because no him send a prime moment and then a prime time, any season way. Now fasa. I say he is low on battery, be beyond working Mohamed Salah. And yesterday he came up against one of the left backs I am Canasem in the Premier League, Anthony Robinson. And Anthony Robinson got the better of Mohamed Salah. Now, in the Italian Serie A, there is a game I told you and then very careful. Napoli against Bologna. It is a game I'm for careful. The reason why I'm for careful is say Bologna have followed a DBA friend continuity. And you can continuity now. Say Obibe projects no jahokwa. In the political circles, no. So by power no be simple but starting projects are. The next government in the banana we just have projects, no projects in Gubushina Rotsi. But this time around, the Roma project, is the Bologna project is quite different a story. Now, the manager who started this project was Thiago Motta. And Thiago Motta free or joining Juventus. They appointed Fiorentina manager on the Fiorentina finals of the finals in Europe, the Conference League, on 2 occasions in Virtus Italiano. And Virtus Italiano be take over. No? What they were year to, were added to Bologna, and say, were added 1 or 2 players to Bologna. But in adding 1 or 2 players to Bologna, no, he didn't shy away from the philosophy of Thiago Motta. It is the same philosophy in Obo. Philosophy that Thiago Motta no boy at Juventus or at that is a Bologna. No. That is the same thing of Virtus Italiano or year for team my friend Bologna. And currently, Bologna is one of the deadliest attack in the Italian Serie A. But because omu need a man for our dream course, omu need players no mukra no. There are yabaka superstar bianim because oko Juventus Vlahovic say superstar because that is our standard and the era we are in. Because we call AC Milan, Obobo, Rafa Leao, Obiebo Rafa Leao din or a superstar. That is our era. But then, no, when you go to Bologna, there are no superstars at Bologna. But Bologna currently, my guy friend is Dalinga, who is doing very well. A man for Shada Adrian Corner, so Obiti said Dan in Doe. Now Jens Odgaard, and again Riccardo Ossolini, and then Remo Frula from Switzerland. These are guys you're very serious with their business, and I'm looking at how Antonio Conte and Vincenzo Italiano game no beko because omu believe in yen defend their attack. That is the mentality of both Vincenzo Italiano and Antonio Conte, and that is their style. Ossolini nyaboni biana oloketi. The understanding between Ossolini and Dalinga is very huge. That is why I don't know Tusuna. I don't know points from Ossolini to Thijs Dalinga. But then the creator in chief, the boy from the Netherlands, Jens Odgaard. Apart from Jens Odgaard, no, Remo Frula, the Kevin De Bruyne of this team, and he's one of the guys no control the rhythm and the pace. So game the best slow, game the best running at a faster pace. Remo Frula. Now, aside that, there is this best squad imports. A brand your friend Luis Ferguson in the Italian Serie A, one of the unsung heroes. And last season under Thiago Motta, he played really well. Last season, team now Thiago Motta Edinburgh qualified for Champions League. Olusi the best players too. Olusi Alessandro Bongiorno, Edinburgh team Napoli. No, San Lucy Joshua Zagzi, guy not by United. No. Yeah. Joshua Zagzi, or no so Lucy no Manchester United. But no Zagzi, no Bongiorno, no problem for Bologna. Okay. And then Obama Napoli, a very that is tough time. And me, Sanapoli Lucy game where me and Yamwa, Sanapoli win so and Yamwa because two managers will back crack things out. And the likelihood permutation as a panther, we must a game where bet me end in a draw. Now, weekendy, Man City, against our team, my friend, Manchester United. Now, Prince Eka. It was a dull game, very dull. But no cry back up. The best team on the day was Manchester United. Obi onya chance share match in Biano. United attack here. No who change City attack. It looks like City have lost their direction. And when the lineup in the Bayern, City clearly at a point in time in the game. No more here Savinho. No more sign here Jeremy Doku. So that Omoba fast pacey through the wingy play. But that was what they lacked. And we were line up now. Obo Gundogan as the base of the midfield. No ball Obo Kevin De Bruyne as the classic number 10. No ball Mateus Nunes at right back. But Mateus Nunes no Obo as right back. No. Mateus Nunes was covering up for Gundogan. Because Gundogan no nyadin sa. Into no nyabo na the probability is obe Lucy Bono because with little push obe Lucy Bono high. Into no constantly na Mateus Nunes cover for Gundogan. Into United our players are more very fast with pace. Into no Bruno Fernandes nyabo na because Ugarte ene Casemiro omo City omo tsna Lenny Yoro Maguire ene Mazraoui enim. Into no United defensively omo solid. Omo shape wie. But then no, Bruno Fernandes from nowhere he can create something out of nothing. Into no, that is players running at a faster pace. Alejandro Garnacho. So Garnacho would always be walking and that's about running behind Mateus Nunes because Nunes he's working for Gundogan and working for Bernardo Silva because Segundo and Lucy Bona as a Bernardo Silva a track back. No about protecting Gundogan. So Bernardo Silva be track back. Bernardo Silva menu in himself no nyadin. Or track back and some Mateus Nunes ono so ko sin mu. So meaning say hono City ebe lose 3 players at the same time. Why win him say 10 minus 3 so the Becca 7. Into 7 for na dey no moye. Into anra ye who the best of Nico Riley. Boy no bot 3 no. Ye who the best of him. I care lots about this boy. Okay. When they played against Bournemouth. Anra ye who the best of Nico Riley. Into anra game no dey no cry back up. They didn't serve us the best of Mancunian Derby. Mancunian Derby Sayari over the time. Prince was talking about the Roy Keane and the Patrick Vieira issue. And Omumi no no mo gritty and gutsy. Chese born yan start e kra no. Yenim se bibesi. All right. Yenim se bibesi but so far it looks like two teams in no boy no. It was a dull draw, but all in all, United were the better team.
Okay, Philip Mendasi, Apostle Akwaba.
Oh, yes, we are doing So let's start quickly. We started 2025 first ever Grand Slam track. So Yanko 1996 200-meter final. Ranks for the quick permit. 1996 200-meter final. First of all, Papana original project here, friend of Michael Johnson. In 1996, he ran a time of 19.32 in the 200 meters. Frankie Fredericks, Namibia, Otto Bolden from Trinidad and Tobago was third. Now, the same 1996 were the first athlete running these two races, 200 and 400, and won gold. No, but set records. It's the first time. In 400 meters, he set the record of 43.49. First 43.49. And Wade Van Niekerk of South Africa break here 2016 Brazil Olympic game in 43.03. Now the reason why Papa we in America too in the year 2000 were disqualified in the 200 meters, but around the 400 meters and won. Or no, and now we decided say maybe critique sabe competition be ama America 2-4. One, we feel say America 2-4 no. Diamond League, I have 15 races starting May. So, and non qua what I led championship by 2 years though. This time, me creative bibis from qua me pay top athletes, me Olympian medalist. Some beba together, no makambum na sebe yanya omo the best. Keep them in shape. Mamunya better times. Munya den so said there be. I've run against the best. And to then omunya scarce free. Now, so we are starting with the first race. That's Michael Johnson, your picture. So the track, first one, 200 meters and bar. This was hosted at Jamaica Independence Park. Now, at their way, Afibia or Shah said this year, you're being of 4 places. Jamaica, Miami in May. You have Miami, Philadelphia in May again. And then June, you have in Los Angeles. And the way 200 meters for the slam track event. 200 meters was won by Gabby Thomas. Brilliant run from her because now Usha Nyamerelude Paulino, I Olympic gold 400 meter champion. How she paced her first 100 meters was brilliant. But at the end of the day, Gabby Thomas proved that she's good at the bend and then the finish. Don't forget, Gabby Thomas. She ran a time of 22.26. This time, lower than the time of the winning 200 meters Olympics Paris, 21.83. And it was a beautiful, that's Gabby Thomas, superb race because the competition from the Olympic 400 meter champion Mary Lady Paulino was top class. Now, outside that, then came another great event. Ababa, you are Sydney McLaughlin Levroni, 400 meter hurdles. Now, the 400 meter hurdle, this girl is exceptional. Now, she won against an opponent she'd been running with for the past 7 years in Dalila Mohammed.
This is a race of...
Now, Dalila Mohammed is the 2016 champion of the 400 meter hurdles. In 2020, 2017, and our brother Iwa Levroni started back. In 2020, the Shower Olympic game in 2020. And then McGrogan Sydney Levroni announcing who with a wonderful performance and won over Dalila Mohammed. Since then, the 2024, she's won another gold. One good thing about this girl is exceptional. Is, for Levroni, the only athlete in 400 or any track event that was winning 4 records set by herself. Now, in this race, she ran a time of 52.76. Well, compared to a time at the Olympics, in 2023, she was running 50.65. That was a new world record set at Eugene. Then come Olympics 2024, she broke that record again and set 50.37. The young lady you are seeing coming up. So brilliant, meticulous, or you'll be or attacking the hurdles with ferocious aggression and with focus as endurance, great finish. Now, Osan called 400 meter flat. This particular tournament here, take it with the slam. 400 meter flat, or running a time of 50.32. Now, in Olympic Game 2024 in Paris, the Olympic record is 48.17 set by Merilidi Paulino of Dominican Republic. Now, when you're in the permanent race, all she does after the 400 meter hurdles or 4x4, but she's not venturing to the 400 meter flat. Now, if the Olympic record is 48.17 or 50.32, when she decided to ask this race to the next Olympic because it's going on take place in Los Angeles. We are heading towards a lady that will be doing the 400 medal gold, 400 flat gold, which has never happened before. And that was superb. Now, because Owini Tuniti, she'll get $100,000 for that. Now, let's move to the next event. The next event is a 400 meter men. Christopher Bailey has always been constantly looking for an opportunity like this against Matthew Hawson and then Veron Node. They are very good friends. And when they started, I mean, it was Node that started very well. Veron took over, and then the 200 bend beyond, and our brand here, our friend Christopher Bailey started striding very well, powerfully up front, and then he ended up winning the race by 44.34 seconds. Emmanuel Wanyonyi is a Kenyan 800 meter gold medalist at the Olympics last year. This is the third time are all competing in 1,500 meters. Now, what happened was that he's never run a championship 1,500 meters there. This is the first time. Now, the irony is that Orani against the just ended Olympic throw, Cole Halser, gold medalist 2024, 1,500 meter Olympic Games. Josh Kerr, silver medalist. And then Ariel Nagusi, bronze medalist. But once again, the 20-year-old has proven that when a Kenyan decide to do a middle distance and a short distance, they decide, they prepare it. He shocked everybody. I mean, this is the whole upset of the entire event, was what he did. And it's a time of 3 minutes, 35 seconds. Superb performance from him. Unfortunately for him, the favorite race of when he go to the Olympics, 800. 800, he lost to the silver medalist to him at Olympics, Marco Arop. He lost to Marco Arop, very photo finish, tight finish, very close, but hey, that is all that went on in that particular game. Now, 100 meters, 100 meters, unfortunately, Noah Lyles had an issue with Michael Johnson on issue of television rights and that stuff, so he couldn't come. Fred Kelly was there, he was 7th. But 100 meter race, it was a poor race, poor because of the timing. Kenny Bedrock winning a 10.07, that's a 400 meter to be run at this time. But you must also understand, sir, in the season of athletics, afe na schools no study athletics. Afe na tournament so the times will not be as good as it used to be, as established, as we name both quality male and female athletes producing. So this was quite a good performance. And then you also have a situation whereby Oblique Seville, I mean 10.08, Zana Hughes 10.13, that's a very poor time to make for Zana Hughes. Very always deceiving people that he's a good athlete. Consistently has been proving that he's not that good. Now to Formula One. So of course the next one for me a good thing that he started. Every participant near $10,000. Winners near $100,000. That is a big deal each. That's a very big deal. A good competition for men. I feel here, so we say and stars bia and by as time goes on. There are issues with television rights. Some athletes have raised issues with the number of race on them. But when time is settled into it, I will say for me it's one of the best events to take place in athletics. Now Formula One. Ahead of this Japanese Grand Prix, there have been some few issues and then performances. First of all, McLaren, led by Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. What happened pre-Bahrain test at McLaren, argument about the fact that McLaren can normally be a shema. Yes, from quite two Ferrari, two near Red Bull one. These are the 3 most competitive clubs before Mercedes comes.
Yeah.
Now, so that went on, and you realize that in Melbourne, the first race in Australia, so Lando Norris won, Max Verstappen second, George Russell. So Lando Norris, McLaren, hey, wow. Max Verstappen 4-time champion on the second. And the idea can no crow. Then China. China, yes, there was issue of Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton winning sprint race, but Lewis Hamilton disqualified because of downgrading of the F25. Now, at the end of the day, Oscar Piastri's ever winning, Lando Norris second. It means that at the Ayakan then came this one. Before this one, the issue of Liam Lawson, Ayapamno from Red Bull, Akofa Yuki Tsunoda, a Japanese, on his own home soil. How well will he fare on the court? But once again, Red Bull, Max Verstappen, and Kano. I've been saying this for years. It's about how good he is. This was tightly close from the pole position to the race itself. Third lap, and Lando Norris tried to crash the rear wheel of a brand friend of Max Verstappen. And far, he was calm, he was aggressive, he came in or by inside of him to make it difficult, or he didn't cry, he'll be penalized for inside penalty. So Max Verstappen was strong and made sure he held his own. Lap 12, and Oscar Piastri had issues. He had to call Tom Stallas. Tom Stallas, the principal engineer, said the tire, no, there's a problem with the tire. Engineer said, continue. Lap 14 to 16, you realize that Max Verstappen had a big gap from 1 second to 2.1 second at lap 16. Lap 19, Lando Norris had an issue. Lando Norris issue now, and he said, the back tire, no, there's a problem there. And so he has to go to Joseph Will, the race engineer. And Joseph Will said, no, race were so tight, we need this because we need to continue to build a point, our driver championship. He ignored it. And lap 31, Abrantier friend Oscar Piastri now was very close to Lando Norris because of tire problem. No? At lap 39, Lewis Hamilton also had an issue. Me car no yes slow, me pulley. He was dealing with Ricardo Adami, race engineer for Ferrari. Lap 42. Now, I said, baby, do no, we are Lando Norris on to me and pushing Max Verstappen. Until Oscar Piastri, beside Tom Stallas, met to me overtaking every team behind Formula 1, your leader, Lando no leader, your decision at team no. Decision is I don't know when it's be a driver standing no, said be or bet me at him, and your Oscar we are number 2, and also there be and yes, I share no. And because of that, they couldn't end up well because of the challenge with that. But then the Max Verstappen, this is the 4th time, and it's historic. No driver in Formula 1 are driving Formula 1 or Japan 4 consecutive times to win a circuit. He's won it. Now, that's him. At the end of the day, he's been solid. If you look at the standings now, 62-61 is very tight. Okay. 62-61. Yes, Lewis Hamilton still, there's a problem with Lewis Hamilton car now. Sebi, Melbourne, or the 10th. Sebi, Oba, China, or disqualified. 7. Charles Leclerc, the same Ferrari, 4th. £60 million a year driver, top driver, 7-time champion. Ferrari feels that, look, we need him because he need to bring us championship. We need to, unfortunately, still, Neyman Kwe, they are still struggling to get things right. I hope they will be able to get things right.
Okay. Apostle Medase pa na ya stood pace. Yes, and I come for the Mobias. Unya Bowra Jaman so Mr. Won pace near Kamapa. We are na wape brushes in the actually Kwana Bibiano. At my fire one quadra dear, or dentemu dear, and I war and paying for dear. Unya be a bow. Ama debia wonum ama jese. Asama sere utimi SCB. And Comobia debia utimi divinamze. We su ya stood pace. And a ya stood brushes are. Ekoyepa edema panti. Ya stood pace. And then the brushes and ye come for Ediama, ye tea for Nase, or Munya be a bebwam yepa. Mamen comre, me bow Lando, Baba Tenasina, or the Effisemana Banebiano, et my friend, to a young comrade bar, and come up you fear Lando, a deba.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver. Here's Kwame and Yao. After hours of planning, both have locked in the same perfect multi-bet. Big win for United, over 1.5. and both teams to score in the London Derby. But who could have picked Leicester over City or a high-scoring game at the Bridge? There's nothing worse than having your perfect multi-bet missing. But there's nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver. Win even if your bet misses.
If I shall be, I'm sure you'll bag you.
Brother, and that's okay.
What are you going to see about Queen Wayne here? Say,
Bra, said your time about Mr. Esia Jimmy fearful, and Nadia about ever so.
Really, do this offering now.
Bra, and because I made the time about Mr. Huadansia, Riasimina Ebertiminka, 87 malaria, what ran the time about Mr.
I know cool, dear, I know what I want to meet any deal. What ran the time about Mr. A great and your map or bar waffle through, the one map or down for any aquada when you fear to me, and some of the time about Mr. Draybino. She said, walk to hospital and answer loud. I'm what we said. Oh, a 3-day malaria be answer.
I also time me TIME. Time about Mr. I feel malaria fever be an ziba a woman. Even slap. Ubenya be at all over the counter medicine sellers and the herbal shop to do a name. FDA Aji a judging crotway at home.
I was like, I can't do a job to narrow who's a woman said. I'm going to 2 years after that. It's the African Spider-Man. I may have to him when any problem here. Then the bill costs for Luti coming when you're already won't be. African Spider-Man, the baby say what of but preoccuping you who's African Jack, what baby say what of now with secret grano, anything. Imboost herbal mixture and only me secret. Now me here to know how to cut out from. And the police me do what dance and say, many names sunshine. Now me so a boosted immune system. I'm a semi trainer maintain. Me to me the come I'm going to mom so across your class so me die yale. I'm my latitude, me yabaco. And ye jet, never saw her. Hey, Spider-Man, what are you? I'm a cratching.
Ubenya Imboost herbal mixture and pharmacy and also herbal shops. A pin for any Kwalamundi if you do you know enom. FDA adjudicating tattoo at.
If you want better future, join Ghana Grows, cause our grit be the future. Join Ghana Grows, this be one for the culture. Join Ghana Grows, cause say you might be for Ghana. Join Ghana Grows, Ghana Grows.
Yomu, Pequia, who first one Juma, and now up here Jumaqua, and first one was so, and walk here Jumum, any 80 vetimu, and they ya. Swanamone, fastest and walk, Wabusia, and will put a more asset level. Was star 718 star 50 hash, not that Kaho says, yeah. Ghana Grows, Hop Day, Ghana Grows Jumedi, MasterCard Foundation, Miss Springboard Roadshow Foundation, Limehouse, Niwa Buafon a day bro.
Mamenche, time HH herbal Mr. Bina Unumi, and your what dropa, a ya draw say, a manipedian quamwano enya wadding, na a quatia yare, and train yare and san wakakoto, fire wardrobe, no abribia, Canoga Company Limited. What the time TIME ebe jasono wo noa and the time HH herbal mixture e dia bejaso akora wonyennya mfirihia dumienu animbi wo pemfo ane oba wo makora nufo enso anumbi time HH herbal mixture wo benya bi
over the counter medicine sellers any shop dodo na mu
so pedudo to afre 0244 417669 0244 417669 time HH herbal mixture a yedro say FDA agye adwadien kratue atum.
Rise and shine with Yas toothpaste and Yas toothbrush. Start today off right by grabbing your Yas toothbrush and squeeze a refreshing dab of Yas toothpaste on it. With its soft bristles, the Yas toothbrush gently cleans your teeth and gums, giving you a comfortable brushing experience. As you brush, feel the powerful formula of Yas toothpaste working its magic, removing every stain in the cavity and leaving your teeth sparkling and fresh. Plus, Yas toothpaste helps make your teeth whiter and protect your gums, keeping them healthier and strong. Choose from our 3 variant toothpaste: Total Care, Herbal, and Wymed. Make Yas toothpaste and Yas toothbrush a part of your morning routine and start your day with a confident smile. Yas toothpaste and toothbrush, caring brand for caring families.
Poku na obi ayenko baabie na oto do nsa suma no tese de yenko baabie.
Aha, na na kasache wadamfo no. Enansen ommo no homodi sempo. Wo mpem kai. Na se wan pedra. Obekọ beba no, ne dansi wona nipa nim.
Nana, mayenko na menko penkohuni ene nubina bi menu anom. So obe isi wo ko. Edie nkohini ne enubina. Ebra Donek Herbal Mixture ewo ho. Diamond Scientific Herbal fo ene de aba. Eye mama dro papa. Adwuma say sisi mo adwuma ene sa bo nkomo ho ban boost immune system we die ko pebi to ba bia tonto adro bia na nya na ana ko domina se tuma se ne oboase kwantempo no so oni abot kale ene die nimhwe na china sese obedi ho dance we die nana me da se me turu ho da ago na adiachi mo da so da
adiachi afeni asori o ene wa man we die me da se what solve the problem ya mama papa we dey menyanko
Donek Herbal Mixture eye memedro e manka ho obi a onya finse du nwotwe so nka ho upabi ato afre 0246 727677 and 0200 844040 FDA ajeje den kra to yatum.
There's nothing worse than your multi-bet missing, but nothing better than having it saved. Bet Saver.
Okay, Dubako abo pa sema na pepe koya ya ba Crespo from Fufum say thanks to Valencia for beating Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu over the weekend. Greetings to the members of okay, Silicon Jade say updates on Barcelona. More updates. Okay, I say my focus is on winning the UCL and nothing else. We a Douglas message in here. Okay, that's it. Mr. Philip Nkumsa is talking from pains. Liverpool fans are bleeding. Wow. Joseph J. Usu Casemiro and Tosa J. Adema Philip. Kofi Adema Black Man say good morning, watching live inside Peg Farm in Accra. And who is saying good morning, watching live from down Soma Accra. I am Dog Joe message any. All right. Golden Boy G say you are right. Madrid have been conceding against Betis on corners, Valencia on corners, and many more. Watching the show live and clear at Avumem Airport, Starboy message in here. So, y'all could do say, please, what kind of profile is Hoyland? You better heard you or China the amount. Okay, I said the Manchester derby was boring to watch yesterday. Joseph A.J. message in here. What a great sports show indeed from Kodwa Sempa Furniture Works from Kumasi. Kodwa Sempa Furniture Works message in here. And why any we say so more messages Eba. Sir Prince Vinny Jr. is selfish and that is a fact. He should have allowed Kylian Mbappe to take the penalty. No, Joseph J. Owusu Casemiro on also a message any. All right, Orlando akwaba bibia I find there.
I think we adomni ahwe say they be American.
The nyame ase. Yenti we fi se mo aboabo no de bre.
I think we yentia etiefo a etie Sompa 93.1 na ahwefo a ehwe Sompa TV na no pay full time no so. Na ye de afisem na eba. Na Ghana Premier League no. Sinko emu ayede o. Pa. Emu ayede. Udim say omoma me fixtures no. Results no na afin so yenhwe. And the Nations FC wa brankese omoni Karela United and Ebo Nations FC every ni game now obe pushi House of Folk every in the current position or and no results and that's why Asante Kotoko draw and so El Pando House of Folk ehye Midiama Ofie and afin so Diana Stars mo ehye Vision ekaba kwa omo ntimi ante brekum Chelsea nanu yi Samuel Bodu so kasa ye be final wasa kwoti ato Basake Holy Stars ebo mo kamienu a omo ntimi ante na ke hwa se Frimpong manso ebe keka ne ho kakra but anye yi e kam yenu na dream sexy enom ne boko sa ntino omo ma me league table no Asante Koroko 2 points yes coach Prosper na Tegum or say 1 point on konya na we no sombo momo this year omo na lead with 46 points omo lead table na afin so team my friend Go Stars etosumieno with 44 points na kodoko fontie no omo nhye so omo ne enso atre ni game Go Stars any enso atre bebo game nti sa boy sa points no 3 points no Go Stars ajidada
okay
nti kodoko ye omo calculations no omo hu say Go Stars e 3 points da baby dada nti se ko basa sisi say Go Stars just 3 points now on be lead Asante Koroko 1 point
okay
nti Asante Koroko fonye calculation no enso Heart of Lions
ko be bia ni o
osabe ko ba bia ni
okay
osabe ko Accra nso
okay
oni aduana nso be bo Kumasi yes Heart of Lions for no omoto so miensa with 41 points and a Nations 39 na House of Folk ne toso 9 with 40 points and the Nations ne Karela omo keka omo hu kakra bi na omo timi hye ana omunya draw kra omo be push House of Folk free 4-4 so omo board draw head to head no so omo ko share omo ka ba ko tuba ho enti ebema head to head no Nations push House of Folk and so front Ghana Premier League ni de emu ye de na coach Ogum de o se Asante Koroko supporters oni omo ho agro na se ne ndra support ne buy e o pando no ejinja boys e panti o bibi kakra e ka che Asante Koroko supporters coach Prosper Nate Ogum doctor
we will tell them to still rally behind us. It wasn't an easy journey. We had to travel 9 hours to this place. I remember when we went into the dressing room and we were coming back the first half, when we were coming for the second half, Samba came to me telling me that the players are complaining they are tired because of the long journey. Yeah, so I want to tell them that we are coming home. They should come in their numbers, come and support us, and then that will serve as some sort of motivation for us. It will give us some energy to be able to deliver. We are going to play at Babayara, which is our home ground, so they should come in their numbers and we'll be ready to deliver.
Coach, thank you so much. And you know, Dr. Prosper Nate Ogum, Asante Koroko head coach, the only doctor in Ghana football. Yes, Uba coaching side in India or no doctor na. And you know, Asante Koroko supporters or da Oma Sepa. Now, what is the Bubaka Watara? The Ziawa Energy say press conference be another post match biano. Obetro job kakra dia tum na nsem cho for ya kan once man ye adwene free the performance na enkoye wo has ne so enti ndra kobusa don say House of Folk too big say on be bobo e wo kitchen na chese aso na chese o kirema tuba onom ko bobo na Nations be say om na e hot say jade o enti udi enti onu an
Last time I went to Spain, Real Madrid are making some job on the Santiago Bernabeu, but because at that side, the pitch, no problem. The class stadium is the museum of Ghana soccer.
As you go, Bubaka Watara o chema ba masa but tuba ho de etese obi jade o enye ba bia ese Ghana Premier League ye wo bon me minim response a GFA for the beba etu de be twen o ma ni ahwa na unim se black president ba ko pe na Ghana ha ono ane Asante Koroko legend Safu Jamfi o de nsem kakra tudwa o se Asante Koroko bobo na especially o mo second half no o ana o ma bre enti won de o gidi se Asante Koroko hia obi ewo technical team yentie obi a Asante Koroko hia person no aka na asem
football no say me feel is number 1 physical there is no physical trainer oh at least I was say nya physical trainer obema boys no be na djuma na coach try na djuma na ma bo no be hu for the fitness of the players na ntanka nya say Ancelotti mo bo kwa fa Italian about Mama Bayeju. So, and the oh, dear, we a coach. But when your physical trainer and also a boy, now my boys no fitness level. You didn't play footballers.
Zingo, I say Real Madrid crowd of physical trainer. Inti by here Asante Kotoko so mu here physical trainer because boys see on boy ya second half no more gym. Na bra basa to be say nano cry boy be yam no da ho. Now I say Asante Kotoko Asante Kotoko company for yes or technical team no. Omuntie futu we.
Ba me hu ni say the ne democracy fu. Me hu say play view of crowd no so ne yam. And you say the fitness level no e meyi but time no ye bo ansa na pole be woni de. Na hu say level no so we should break ra. Say o ko tackle kwa che okofo. But before no na o jira ho kama ye Sompa say almost the air cannon obey TV now no the one who say at least
and you know the black president Safo Jamfine then somewhere to Asante Kotoko technical team level. Now black president Safo Jamfine somehow who can na what in watch them penny for any coach na no ye be na coach the man.
So I was so be now so you know now share then who near me. The vampire said would be a next year, not the
yes, and until Safo Jamfine on him pay for can coach chema. Fitness a yin na wa ho course nti say adwuma ni nyina onim ni nyina no ye Safo Jamfine and e dey sansem no enso etudwa na Kofi Yesu say endro ne basekefo ya nye ye okamie no adigu na tani ebuza say Kofi sisi a top four then that's all the Mabrekum Chelsea ana.
The top four, we try our possible best, but look at the position we are now, and now we have 2 league to play. We have the FA Cup and then the league. Now I can see that we are far behind the league, so we have to concentrate more on the FA Cup. And if you get a good position like 5th, 6th, or 4th, then we are okay with it.
And no, Brekum Chelsea, head coach, yes. Samuel Bodun de 72 Jan ewie ne Abdullahi Ghazali ena no yu ba Kumansi besu ebeti ni sio kakra se kodogofo no o man fa kwan paso na je 3 points na enei watch Brekum Chelsea for atwa mu kamienu Abdullahi ka bibi kakra
to play and win because we have lost so many matches. And then today I decided to change my tactics from the usual 4-2-3-1 system to 3-4-3. With a variation of or orientation of having floating wing backs in the middle at the same time at our wings, and it actually worked for me in the first half. Second half, I don't know what happened, and the players changed their mind to play something that will not also help us because the second half, we struggle. But generally, we have done well because we have struggled to win matches of late. The most important thing is to get the 3 points, which we had in the first half, and I think it's okay.
And coach Abdullahi Ghazali, Baseke Holy Stars, head coach and the Sansem and so to after the win against Brekum Chelsea and the Sansem to and I think on him say Yamaba Black Queens boy. Say Omone Senegal for Nyonkofa Kensi. Yes, Evelyn Beduma Daruma Kaba Kusra. Ne wi ni ebusa coach Kimla. Say on Kabi Bika Crown say China almost have a ball return league no. Ni nyina 2 friendly matches and paying for coach Kimla Eden Sem Kakra tuja.
You're always happy when you win. For us, it was the one of the most important thing to win the game. We knew before the game it was a tough game for us, a tough away game. We knew that Senegal can be physical. I felt the start was pretty good. I would say the first 30 minutes. We also scored the goal, beautiful one, I think, and exactly how we want to play with a perfect cross. And Evelyn came from a number 10.
Eno head coach Edema Black Queens Kimla and the San that's now almost Senegal for another match and so on now with the now unim say coach Yarash Yapreku or the under 15 for new Remo Israel coach trophy ni kama yem omuma me pictures ni bi say over Black Star trophy ni ntimi nye say under 15 for Nigeria yes coach ene kuta trophy na or the Ghana munyam na to mo my pictures yes o my ade pa nti no go sinko niemo coach ya preko ene enkwada na baso yes we enkwada ya we akra wudina utimi se wo swapa kete to mo nyina ya adwuma de kama na ye ko emre ni nti no GFF omo de omo tabo no discipline committee omo de abo Brekum Chelsea ene Accra Lions yes pre-match omo anko sanso now 40 division 1 league clubs omo nyina ye de abo omo pre-match omo anko ankoye nti omo nso aso twe ne kɔ de amomo nti omo nyina omo beba kɔ yi omo onse hisi ano ye ya na ba na ye de bo nti ene de da so na nti wo ya na ye de abo na sin ko onim se akokora ne da fom o
akokora
ma akokora da fom kakra
oh za da be no
ukuya de ne edi 1 week no
oh so sorry where shade pa shade pa
ai edi Philip be keka ne ho kakra ma
oh yeah me kura mati me hu de me
o ma me $100 kra metimi de akwaba dance pipi so here
oh okay mati Orlando me da Saint Orlando no namom Joy Cam Roofing Company Limited yes omo de e ba ne se wasidan wie na o bosso a omo no obi aje o matum okuro ma je se omo ebo adwuma pa IBR Ceflock MSL standard sheet Euro tiles and accessories aluzinc ni na ne bi ho a chese nya grokra nsu oto mframa efu awie bo wo mu enchanse ni gina na so pampe a chese enya dia efedi bia na branches ne doso Accra Kaso Kumasi Techima Sunyane Tamale Boga wa Kumasi omo Sokoban Ampame Osi Police Station 0540 125816 0540 125816 0551005000 or for no majusine bibia I kama pa the amount Diamond Scientific Research and Alternative Medicine Hospital yes ona obomba pa do ani akire yade bia mfidie guo nti eboa watu ase ama nwati mato di no pia badwa so wo mu na di donek heba me shaba eboa ma bema obema gina so ye bo adwuma ye pa obama ntimi enchese nyina no naso a wonya bi no mebeboa ye pa sanso immune system support ebeboa ama immune system no ha din ye pa osisi yo ya atena se moja ne ntimi ne afurisa ne ya wonya bi ebeboa ye pa odwonso ntentem ebeboa ama odwonso no etima ye normal ye pa na bibia no etimi so aye kama pa de ma ba bi eto bibiduro bia no obetimi enya bi ato enya grokra obafre 0246 727677 0249208252 fra no majus na bibia no aye kama pa ade amount yes sir prince shasi amame
yeah
I don't know what series
yes sinko
was it weekend yanko so series
ye mi ni emfa ye ntamombo mu ai because mo hu se amanfo bi do mo ntamombo matia
oh okay
and so the obebo am enso emfa ye ntamombo ni en work together why na say the amanfo bi ye menmenti ase ekura o
oh
so the otin komo na se
me hu ntin komo kura se o
obi ye
ko be bia otin be bia
emfa ye ntamombo mu no
so meda na metima join ne abra minimum we
ye emfa sie
yanko ya ni
well over the weekend Ghana Premier League games ni bibas na onim say na madwe ba this issue so club ya Kumasi Asante Kotoko the league in the top right we say the points between Kotoko and Bibiani Gold Stars here too pe
yeah
let's not forget Bibiani Gold Stars ni so Atreman game ni nyamba let's not forget House of Folk any so Atreman game ni nyamba let's not forget Nations FC any so Atreman game ni nyamba into the three teams omoye right behind Kotoko no omu nyina wo a 3 outstanding points ya de be come a points ne ho and 3 plus goals enti se no Kotoko na di kan but onim say outrightly you can say because we a fact the moment that game gets there the points is going to be awarded to Bibiani Gold Stars enti Kotoko na di kan but the fact of the matter is say Bibiani Gold Stars right now in di kan because game ni nyandru ho. But the moment the game gets there, there's a 3 outstanding points at that honum. And it's a see and it's a league, no. These two teams will be able to the game BM. That's we are. Do you know Bibiani Gold Stars will be the one over league, no? I'm just trying to make everyone aware. I'm not saying it's a Sunday basic because we know it's a Ghana Premier League.
But there are games
definitely.
Yes,
and American definitely. Yeah, definitely. There losses beba, draws beba because Ghana Premier League game in recent years, in Hutima, obet me 10 games unbeaten. naturally Eden. And I believe say Eden ya be any Gold Stars ni we no lose ne draw be beba. But I'm just trying to highlight on the fact say BBN Gold Stars, Nations FC and Hasselhoff Communina our 3 outstanding points and 3 plus goals are at that honoma air train. It's Kotoko needs to be very careful. And one thing I best abwa Kotoko ne say omuni BBN Gold Stars will game. When make us a bebo Kotoko, and should I go the other way around? Because a BBN Gold Stars mum ne bebo because they'll be playing at the dance park. And we all know say Kotoko ho mutimi ko pick points. So mutimi ko pick points. This game is going to be a different ball game altogether because the last but 3 games omobo Kotoko ne BBN Gold Stars bo we are better 2 games per. So telling you so end that point in time no na league no decision no ya critical obi e hu baby ogina. And if it becomes say bedru one points no still na a boss say it will be very difficult for Kotoko to go to dance park and get a win. Oh, scenario na be create wahano. So league it's going to be very interesting.
Also pedigree in the league matches like that.
Yeah.
Now a big club I would say indeed.
That's very very true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Intina na me make say so the we are points gap nene Messi kwane dia. We've seen Samatex do it. We've seen Mediama do it. And BBN Gold Stars will also feel say with the investment as Samatex ne Mediama moye yo mukoje leg. No, we are doing it now. See the point, no?
Yeah.
BBN Gold Stars feels like almost your investment now, so why not also go all the way to win the league? And they are also very more different kind of mentality. And last season, it gave them that kind of experience because at a point in time, near Philly said BBN Gold Stars bet me a Ben League in Wakoje until getting to the latter part, or my free break, and so a bay Samatex and Nations FC. And the BBN Gold Stars last season, they had that kind of experience, they had that kind of feel. League name from Maneka Crab or because they do be near the title contenders now. And this particular season, yes, say come as in BMA. At least I know say Umbella is something from last season, and with our investment in MSC Kono, if it goes like this, bedru sa money Kotoko game no, a big game to watch, frankly speaking. And me wish say points ninja say me pese best san. Ebi bedru na Kotoko achimbe 6 points, 7 points, 9 points a best Sunday scenario altogether. A bed was not be any Gold Stars, a best Kotoko watching my best Sunday scenario altogether. But the base say, well, we know now what was Wakakodia. A very, very interesting.
And the other teams is almost with you
just almost with you much almost so games. No, we all don't know the dynamics of footballing games. So I'm just trying to highlight on that point. Now, Kotoko has of flying games. Me, frankly speaking, I wasn't surprised with the results though I was expecting Kotoko with how and the MSC at the moment because nobody can tell me say with the recruitment Heart of Lions made and then the recruitment Kotoko made and how Kotoko investment into their team, the structures of Kotoko nobody can convincingly tell me say Heart of Lions should be a worry to them this particular season. But because football dynamics and what is written on paper and it happened in the reality on the match because coming into the season. This is a team last season was struggle Heart of Lions. Coming into the season, Kotoka did so many additions. You cry Philly say on the best recruitment. They brought in their own coach Obianim say on the last time more general in 2021, 2022 or the over and during that season they lost only 5 games. Listen to this, they lost only 5 games. And this particular season, up to this time, normally lose 5 games. So it tells you say they Kotoka having a coach at least obetimi abonidi so ababe bibi dia momo and they made some recruitment and brought in some players bia almost so abe make a name kakra e wo league ni mu. So frankly speaking, you wouldn't be thinking say Heart of Lions is a team and Obema Kotoko this run for their money, but we've seen the performance at Heart of Lions also more than edi and in cheda nyamenwa bibre especially Kotoko e travel kwa away say home and anka be a bit surprised thinking say Kotoko bo home ne there no matter the kind of performance Heart of Lions dey man. If you really want to win the league, you need to win. But it is all good. At least they had a point. And I think in the game, at a point in time, if Felice and Kakotoko bet me a share more than a goal, the fitness level and the sharpness of the players, we've been talking about it. Oh yeah, me monitor a game, and we've been talking about it. Sharpness of some players, and also Justice Blay. before the game, I can watch them in the 2 games, and I'm heard Justice Blay. So Justice Blay should be serving as the leader for Kotoko right now in terms of air players or more experience. Because I know Frederick Kasaro, NABA, Baba Yaya Krano. Yeah, let's at least say about 2 seasons, and this season can one the 3rd season into Ubetim the on account. But the most experienced players a woman there, Frederick Kasaro and Justice Blay. So these are the times I'll be here with most experienced players. But this particular time, Justice Blay fitness no. I don't know, say, I'm feeling sad there, but I don't see Justice Blay's fitness very well, and I think he really needs to step up. There are some players.
I don't want to Justice Blay on.
Justice Blay of 2-3 years ago, no, near the ball. We saw the kind of energy, though age a factor. It plays a major role in games, but Justice Blay now you some 2 years back no, near that kind of energy. That kind of box-to-box work, I know what me here. That kind of zeal and passion, no, the red team, that kind of leadership mentality, no. But this time around, it seems like AI a bit different. And CC and Kotokomeford, no, is solely reliant on Abrantia, your friend in team menu. But in team menu, so coming into this scene, people were thinking, say, oh no, kwani and finding bench. Let's not forget, last season he was not that good. One of the worst Kotoko players last season in team menu. Maybe season or pick a form. But this particular season, one after team next season also. You might know what's the name? The Amunya Blasters no.
You know entry.
Yeah, entry. Entry now, Babaya has been there, and you talk of Justice Blay more. Then the do was bought for over billions. Ever Ghana has say. And I'm doing the buy, but yet it's still in team menu.
That's the prince.
Has to folk there no.
Kakrebi.
Yeah, Kakrebi. Watara, I am the comments. Unse me makane bebre. Me shada mpene comment. He's not a good communicator to me. Meaning says I no be ehuna, but to me he's not a good communicator. But with all these things said, said there's something which is really worrying Hasselfolk. Teams now moda Hasselfolk any man as almost competing for the league. Or be a ball on home grounds. Hasselfolk this season on home grounds and hefa. On ball hakakra no makobo. Unso on about 3 or more use 3 home grounds. And not in some Watara kind. Also, Honomonia, baby, a conducive say a ball crowd. And all these problems, no, a coco bar, a beton so. The management of Kotoko Hasselfolk by this time, a club in the shape of Hasselfolk, Nations FC are having their own. Bibiani Gold Stars, like a Hasselfolk and Kotoko, they should be having their own now. And problems to incur to Hasselfolk. But it's all good.
Obani, my interior.
Wanderers of Lions prepared very well to meet Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And sometimes, game, it's not about what Ukraine names, what players are, because Justice Blay for now is a household name. Obia monitor Ghana football, Obia named Justice Blay. Obia Osha Ghana football in recent times, named their intimate menu between Asiedumo, what they bring on board. Kwame Poku needs no introduction. Here is a case, we call Wanderers of Lions. There are guys, you monitor Premier League, not right. We don't even know them. On the day, Wanderers of Lions were very slow in defending. Obo Captain Ebenezer Aban and our branch friend Ruben Hennessy in the first half. But Ruben Hennessy, a bit slow because Ebenezer Aban is a leader. And constantly, Ebenezer Aban will go into tackles and again command at the back. Into the Okobiana, as on your Biobehene Chinamano, and as on ya somebody, or also yet to some extent, our leadership qualities are over to me now pair at the back. Into one first half in Berryena, Kodoko Lidi bound out of Lions by 1-0. Bashiru Heford Trey say, Yaka in terms of brains in coaching in Ghana, he's a top notch. Wouldn't be a or you Ruben Hennessy from the defensive role. No, they are branch from the Fauzi. Ibrahim Ali on the bar, Beshe, replace that is a branch for Ruben Hennessy. And their Fauzi Ali bring you on board for Pound Out of Lions and say, in terms of commanding or a very commanding, no more than Yam Pem Pem on me. And again, in terms of aerial situations, Obapimashe, that is one strength of Fauzi Ali. And that was what Pound Out of Lions no more lucky. So he brought the boy on in the second half. You start second half now. Bound out of Lions at Tika. Koroko Beshe or Munshe, ye the game now. Lions, Enya draw from Kumasi Asante Kodoko. It was pure tactical masterclass from Coach Bashir Ford. Me, he's one of the people, and one of the top coaches I regard so much in our game. because he has seen it all. When Ash Gold, Ashanti Gold, or Boise, at a point, we never gave them a dog chance. But or revive some players, brought in Bernard Morrison more, and from nowhere, Ash Gold Beji Ghana Premier League, from nowhere, Ash Gold were crowned the winners of the Ghana Premier League. It was under Bashir Redford. And that time, Jojo, I think, was in his, I said, no, Wafukuna we sunny. We really peak years, but Jojo won the Ghana Premier League with coach Bashir Redford, Ash Gold. So Bashir Redford needs no introduction. And he did something exceptional to Asante Kodoko. Prince was talking about the Justice Blay. Justice Blay, for all I know, meaning said, Nadio Nim Yapan say, a ban say, Yanya Mole Mole Jumana. That is the strength of Justice Blay.
What is Mole Mole?
Mole Mole, I say, young say opponent formation, young creative spaces for the ball carriers, to carry the ball. That is Mole Mole. Ngolo Kante mu style no eno ni mole no and I said to some extent Claude Makelele mu almost style more or less a defensive midfielder.
Okay,
almost those adwuma no mo ye no. That is mole into no ye break your opponent's attack, ye try say be bring your team in play when the team is low in confidence, ye try say be revive your more confidence. That is the strength of Justice Blay. But me share no against a true democracy, me mu say the sharpness na ko form kakra. And I'm very happy for him. Say nothing at all. No, what to be a goal for Krobia Asante Kodoko. Since we prior or buy no, I think that's the first goal, and a very good omen for him as a player and for Krobia Asante Kodoko as a team. The Amameka say a very good for Krobia Asante Kodoko. Say Kodoko, we're playing this game against Band Out of Lions. We're also monitoring proceedings from the game between our Gold Stars and Dreams FC. Dreams did the unthinkable, beating Gold Stars by 1-0. And we should Gold Stars by 1-0. And Gold Stars, so when you draw crying this game, they would have jubilated. But then they lost, almost losing 1-0 to Dreams FC. And after losing 1-0 to Dreams FC, for now, every fan will be Biano, not Genesis Kotoko Bawa, they have to win. And I can't wait for that game. That game between Bibiani Gold Stars and Krobia Asante Kotoko will be Bibiani. Bra, on the day, the fans will go in their, I think they will go in full support of their team, BBN Gold Stars. Because they know, say, when they beat Krobias and Gold, because they are their direct rivals. I've sat here, Matsuna Kasasem way. Teams no more competing for the Ghana Premier League title, no. They should not forget. It is Koroko and BBN Gold Stars. But I still have that belief, say, Koroko are winning this year's league. Now in the Division 1, attention, Zone 2, so. Message on for the table of the Zone 2 table, that is the Access Bank Division 1 Zone 2 table on screens. So, mommy. Now, before the commencement of the season, now you can see in terms of finances and the prepper. Now, why are you ready to qualify from the Zone 2 to the division to the Premier League? Now you see All Blacks. All Blacks were very much ready and prepared. Said they are coming to the Premier League. They were coming to the Premier League. Unfortunately for them, a early part of the season, about I think week 6, now the coach for the team, Coach Felix Tamaklu, or Tia Yanum Wansiedo. And when Coach Felix Tamaklu, Tia Yanum Wansiedo, now we thought, say, there will be a break and contradiction of philosophy. Because Coach been a starting project, who say, contracted Biane Hawaii Juma, and then says, your contracted Biane Hawaii Juma. So, philosophically, things were working out for Suede All Blacks. And we knew, say, Suede All Blacks were coming to the Premier League at all costs. But moments our Coach Felix Tamaklu of the blessed memory, or Trianum Wansi, I don't know. I say Hansi Chenji Kakra. They appointed a new coach. And Joe Ajiman Jr. no yet the assistants, or take you through those rough patches, and they appointed a new coach. But still, omunyi fee rather than so. They are still competing. And for now, the difference between Suede All Blacks and Rose Park, or the second, 1 point, 51-50. And Rose Park, a team belonging to SC Mediama, Mosisama, Mos Parker. Yes.
No wife there.
Yes. Into the wife you Rose. Into the team no Rose Park. And say, I can confidently tell you, say, Division 2 no the picture, minim say blue and I say green. Yenim team oba a Premier League. Division 1 Zone 2. very difficult zone. Okay. They say the teams in Kenya, will be up about because the first two, 51 and 50. The third team, Park Academy, 38 points. The Bender. They say about 22 games into the season. I got 8 games to go. Now 8 games, a World Cup final between Rose Park and the Suedro Blacks. And one game will be decided who comes to the Premier League. Takwa Akon Park. Game between Rose Park and the Suedro Blacks. Wow. First leg, Suedro Blacks at Snafie. Rose Park Bashir in the first goal. And so Betia Rose Park by 2-1. And on that day, Master security be very tight. Takwa. Because it is going to be a World Cup final. Okay. I bet Argentina and France. Oh, definitely. Okay. A permission from my boss. Now, I see. Because on that day, Rose Park and the draw Blacks. Yeah. But I'm sure Yeswa, second year is 11 wise. And go yes how. Stand they are still battling relegation. And then the game Etoga Ewanzama and Zama Omoko relegation. Where they are now, they are not safe. And so is second 11 wise. Second 11 wise so traveler Konzama and honest in Zama. So the battle relegation dog fights. Okay. And battle for relegation. In the zone 2 year. See the when they qualify ye nim. Na teams so more relegation no. Second 11 wise are in there. But what when himself was soft spot. Mi yemwa na nka second 11 wise no. Almost stay up in the Division 1. Philip Kwabena in Kumsa. Abozo.
Any abroad 11 wise. Oh, mother. I'm paying for Ghana League rather than 11 wise. Rose Park All Blacks, trust me. Rose Park are playing some quality football. And Moses' wife actually said, but she's learned a lot. She said, but that's something wonderful for Oba to be able to do that in a short spell of time and make such a significant impact against a teamer, Sebiu All Blacks, a teamer who's been in and out of the Premier Division for years. That is a plus, but she's done extremely well. And she born not yet. You'll be shocked. Or new Kasabe to me, she understands football properly. Wow. And say, look, if push come to shore, near dear, Rose Park will qualify. So please. Because they play quality football. I mean, Osho Mobile, they play so well. They play beautiful football. And I think that they have what it takes to qualify. And I will not be surprised at all. Some will qualify above All Blacks. I will not be surprised at all. Now, league fixtures we share fixtures, and I said that Kotokoni Gold Stars. And I'm not surprised. But the point is that Gold Stars are more creative problem. But so winning Liga. Won't drop a point at home. The game against Dreams, that point drop, and they should be careful. Omo drew against Dreams at home, drew against Samatex at home, drew against House of Oak at home. They don't do that. Oh, you got free Obuasi eba babarano. Oh, how much is on here? No matter what they will try to win, league, you work quite fast win. You quite sometimes dirty you win. Here is 3 points. Or more games be aware, some we are careful because our grounds on your grounds are at a bomb. 1, Bichim. It's not a good ground for them. 2, Brekum. Then Vision. And Vision baby Omon and Shada and Koyesa. And so why Sasanuko why what you got at least any kwa where 1 yard dear crown or picking 1 point. So Prince, forget about Swatenya 3 points. No, you are not picking valuable points. Their away performances have been very poor. They lose. Kotowa gains a point. He gains a point. If you have a difference of +1, he gains 2 points away, and consistently you lose. He's good to go. And don't forget, sir. Sad grounds no cry even against Asani Kotoko. Kotoko have had good results on that grounds. Very good results on that grounds. So the possibility to cry so Obeba cry mawa shena mawa timi anya point above him cry and no cry no she baby a yehunu ye. So the need away performances no me madam for good performance. So the team no need to improve it. Because look, for instance, a game against Dreams. Yeah. You want to win league, you get a point from there. Bando is more difficult than where you played. Kotoko was able to get whatever it is fatigue near here say every no say 1 point Kotoko.
Yeah.
That so a hot and a problem because someone picky valuable away pointer. The home point alone ain't enough to win the league. So they need to do that. They need to look at that. Now, near Coach Watara, can you see? Sad, Sabe Ababedu Pembe, so sad that a club like Accra as a whole, any a 30 or 40,000 or 50,000 capacity stadium, and unfortunately of a country yes serious or mine about one infrastructure, football infrastructure serious, and to who are also Sebi would you put be manyende and one making sure say what's the sun move to the extent say yes I know Oma Juma sa but best bedroom pempen so we almost need a pitch. Ama se ano say yes how just got tobacco Legon Sunya. So ama I create a situation where home matches cry no muslim. A difficult. And yes, who take a coach out of contest ideally has a big club. Ideally a big club. I saw baby come and say no one can see BDSC Sebi come on bet me abobo regularly. Sebi has a vote. Sebi and yet too bad on bomb home matches, no disrespect. Maybe on level mana on to name something like Kotoko Babara have issue Kotoko Suko Basi. That is a challenge. So coach no in contest ni opo chire say team no sebe bra wa boni baby a team ne dru no enye sebe aha na so bobo but abansa enti mutin ase from that context. Okay. The reality is that on my pitches are seven day ye name embre ho ebeto aso sa unfortunately that's how it is, that's how it has become. Ye name bring look sports ministry our plan for pitch renovations and maintenance. You better train you almost maintaining pitches every region plan. Won't be.
Not yet.
So it's unfortunate we continue like that because of that. So the issue about Kotoko here, a conditioning specialist. Why decision? Very important, say, former players, former board of directors, former coaches of a club. Please, when you speak, know so over limit. Ubetimi suggest amano. But at the end of the day, Sebi, a DNA coach the coach has to get a condition specialist. Or no ankasa wahunsa our problem ana. We're complaining. At the end of the day, he's on top of the league. One sad thing about such situation is Abia ideally created the crap. But so far as he's getting the results, listen, you just keep quiet. Who suggesting of far fine?
Yeah.
My respect the decision of the coach. Say me and me in charge. I don't think I need a condition specialist. Who feels or here condition, he's the one training the team. Said no, I don't think I need them at this time. I need a condition specialist at this time. The team is winning. Just say Abia, a my team no performance, no air coffee. And to make us so, Abia do 45, 50th minute or second of a shot here, na players that are brebre, and na menon soon the team that lose matches at once. Then you can speak aggressively and make such argument. Okay. But the best you can make is suggest so oper obefa. So oper and at the end of the day, Bibi soon Chrese and no a major factor because he's on top of the league.
All right.
So my case will become a bit difficult. Utami is one
Metamaso.
Utamaso.
I'm Metamaso.
Okay.
Because menu ma me concurrent. Metamaso.
Only nina next time ye fata.
Medasi. Aboso medasi ba deni apostle no. Yam fa course no kakra. Yam fa mo course no kakra na memfa mo birthday wishes no ento asoma mo. 0551 931 931 0548 931 931 0551 931 931 0548 931 931. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I'm about to hear Anna Kojuku.
Okay, it's your chief.
Yeah, and the place the Oba Kojuku, and be a some panty, and church of Vibia. And the Kamama Basso. Osendra, Yamo, Kojuku Nabasso. And writing for Pando for 1 point. In fact, and July who come in the best of the family there was annoyed Papa as quarters, no, see a boat in the boys Nabasso. Or that points you have a Gibrano. Now, league in the year. That point you are quite going here. The other declared protocol. The good position to the league. But points on air points in here, papa. Your mobile Nabasso. Now, you're not much the became our Baba and stay home. So I'm going to get Baba last year. And you are the Spaghetti, a big sit down. And say, do I want to have a beauty? It's not for the chance for that extra points now. And to PJ, and you are quite league name take a covering to you know John Brown. You can move with your basso, let's move with your basso. And that's much in the Uncle Baba Lava Committee. Not in Emla, Moshi, you can get
your opening Medase pa. No, or no, I drink. Hello? 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 Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I Solomon. I can't do one family.
Okay,
Ghana from Pomata to say what from Mango Bedano. Malemo Maso, whenever they put me not a deal intelligence will be a channel. Now I can't say no, so you both Moses and the protocol and Nancy and Pomamato Papa, no more confident. So, Peto Giliga, not a could have been more dear, not to me the 1 point to the bar, and your bad, your bomb Nancy Basopa, your Papa Dango from the person, the near my next so much against the King United, your better commanders and the control which are many team not supporter, yet the my prayer, no, and the my prayer that point in my and the better supporters, many praise no, and the praise don't go on to contact the year, the better supporters, public answers, no, if you wish him, any contribution to be from up and the protocol, that is some contradiction and supporters, you know, it's or more than that.
Okay. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, no, but it's
yes, sir.
It's only got the book communication strategy and Papa, and I was sending by some catchers. Here, you are picking up with your phone. Chaperin died, General Bombardino. You will never play away, and you see about the General to show him the camp, and the spit, and there was swat. Nobody Bobo now, won't put it behind. Nti so ye kodoti Kenya yes interesting na me boss come to the so obia ye mikiso so obia be risa na po anye de boti tim no yere abranti we ye kodoti ya mikiso se be risa na wo boti no koro ye penyame no kwese ma no the match they didn't make them no yes no support them no no me and support them already I say yes
okay obani me so medase pa yemfa afrofonisi na memfa America kra Kenya mo birthday wishes na mamo happy birthday to Krobia Santiwa of Swame okay schoolboy of Central SDA Church, Asante Agona. Okay. All right. More 4 minutes. Okay. All right. Hello? Okay. 0551 931 931 0548 931 931. Hello? 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 Yes, I'm with you.
Hello?
Our name is Joso. Who didn't decide to friend?
Hello?
Who didn't decide to friend, Chief? Yet you have frost.
Hello?
Doom TV ni Ankasawa, Chief. Okay. Yemfensiana yenye mo birthday wishes na mam. Happy birthday to Krobia Santiwa of Swame. from schoolboy of Central SDA Church Asante Agona and the birthday wish we Emma Krobia Santua our swami. Okay, so happy birthday to Krobia Santua. Ransford Monfanto Suman and young here Krobia Santua our swami. Yes, and then the birthday Nyamin Shana Onyan Kese. Happy birthday to Nuhu Mohammed aka Aluta of Ajenkwa FM sports host. Okay, we're the first person princess Oman radio opportunity nti the princess Ramana and say Nyamingu Sunyane Kese na onya nyame anim adom na onyankopon gusu inhyira no Nuhu Mohammed aka Aluta Mr. Waka suni papa nti Aluta enne your birthday dia mezo so obesi form na bi kama pa Justice Kosa aka Captain we headmaster wo Kodie Methodist JHS what Boamai from what Tita Nations FC PRO was show happy birthday Nyamingu Swinchira onyo kese pa eno ayi send the city Majid Maega aka Jude Bellingham aka Edro wo oboase uko school e wo CKC yes Mizawaka mabako no ene the birthday Nyaminshira no na onya ne kese Mizawaka say on checking Momo wallet no get it back to him now because we're shaking Momo wallet nangaza enti Majid Maega aka Jude Bellingham check Momo wallet nzizia na get back to Mr. Wak na Bibia enye fine from Mrs. Doris Arthur yes from Nikunu Nana Tewia or a PRO of Dr. Mensa Herbal Clinic Mrs. Doris Arthur ene birthday Mrs. Nyanku Ponshira papa na onyo kese na Bibia enye fine ukunu se ene birthday no hu kai na wafa ajese ne de ubedidi anom ma Bibia na tima fine pa ne waso obamu wani agi ankasa ama Bibia fine. Happy birthday to Brobe Damwa Bismarck yes customs office aflao from Enim of Sompa yes enti Enim yes technicians ya technician no also my happy birthday Mr. Brobe Damwa Bismarck nyamin shira papa na onyo kese na onton konem yes 10 de bejina so na ende sound so yes and a happy birthday to Krobia. Happy birthday to Krobia Santua yes ne de na da so no nteno senesi etie Krobia Santua fin ne na ready eno senesi tie from schoolboy of Central SD Church and wish Krobia Santua. Okay, yes Mamuna to Latif yes uwo boase ene o birthday nyamin shira papa na onyo kese na onto nkwenem na bibia anya kama pa yes happy birthday to Mamuna to Latif yes nti yanyina so na yemfa show no ensia ne yemfa ne nkyere ankran na yenkofa awia from Tobrekase bono from Sompa FM 106.5 in Accra yedisia otumfo nyankopɔ de cha ochena yabesen hia yakra